Welcome to the Finding Mojo podcast. Watch and listen to conversations about humble beginnings, struggles, and victories.
Maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm where I am right now, because I'm kind of stubborn. So no, I gotta do this.
Character development really did start when I cosplay. You bump into troubles when you're younger, and then you realize, oh, I did wrong.
Featuring a healthy melange of guests from different walks of life.
We're trying to find ourselves. We're trying to land our feet on the ground and be part of society. Who are we in society? How can we be useful?
When it comes to youth, I don't know, if you're like 18 years old or 21, 22 years old, just go love a person, love what you do. When you get hurt, just accept it. It's all part of growing up.
Be inspired, get creative, and find your own mojo. The Finding Mojo podcast, powered by BSA Solutions, the place where bright minds meet. A certified great place to work. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Finding Mojo podcast. This is brought to you by BSA Solutions. We are a proud recipient of the Great Place to Work award for 2 years now. My name is Nico, and this is a first for the podcast because we are shooting the podcast outside of the office. I know Marimar is very happy about this. Today on the podcast, we have our friends from Resonant Audio. Please help me welcome Doc Ted and Adrienne. How about some claps in the room? There you go. Doc and Doc Ted and Adrienne, good evening.
Hi, good evening, Nicolai.
May gabi. Alrighty. So, yeah, let's talk about Resonant Audio. Let's talk about the things you do here in this
box.
In this box. Yeah, I correct. It's actually a box, but it's more than that. And they do a lot more here.
It's a different type of rehearsal studio.
Correct. Let's put it that way. But we will get into the nitty-gritty of Resonant Audio in just a little bit. But let's introduce you guys to the podcast. I know some of those who are watching us or those who will be watching the podcast are curious about Resonant Audio and the people behind it. So, Doc Ted, Adrienne, give us a little detail about your lives and what are your day jobs?
Well, I'm the program and fitness director of City Gym at Waterfront. So I basically am managing a gym.
That's why I'm fit.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily work out every day there. So
Okay.
I'm a plumber, panday, and a part-time doctor.
But what is your specialization?
I'm in adult cardiology.
I see.
So I treat those who haven't had the chance to try what love is.
Oh, matters of the heart, so to speak.
Just kidding.
Okay. But yeah, so that is like from someone who manages a gym, someone who makes sure the heart is in the right place, to hear like Resonant Audio. That's like far ends of the spectrum. But that's really interesting. Both of you, I know, are in the music scene.
Yep.
yeah.
Give us a little backgrounder about that. I know this for a fact. The name of the band is Adrienne. How long have you been together?
Well, the band started, I think I was in fourth year college. So that was like last year. No, just kidding. It's been around for quite a while, but we haven't been like really steady. Like we got back together, then we broke up, and then now we have some gigs, probably twice or once a year for Resonant Audio.
Oh, sweet. Now, for those who are not familiar with the band and the sound, what do you guys usually play? Is it originals, covers?
Well, I would call us, we play our original music, and you can look for us on Spotify and iTunes, Apple Music. We play, I would call it pop alternative.
Okay.
I think that's what everybody says, so I think it must be true.
Who does the songwriting? Is it you? Is it a collaborative effort?
Yeah, I write the words, but the boys write the music.
Ah, I see. Do you play instruments like this? Like this really amazing guitar? I'm drooling right now. I love it.
I do play guitar, but only to compose songs. I can. I'm not very good at it, so I just use it to compose songs.
But I know Doctor does play the guitar.
Yeah, a little bit, little bit.
But
I buy more than play.
this is a game changer here in Cebu because if I'm not mistaken, you're the only guys. You're the only ones who are doing it here for the meantime.
We've been doing this for 8 years, 7 or 8 years. Yeah, I mean, we didn't have the space. We used to practice there in the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used
In the garage.
Yeah,
Wow.
In
I
here.
was-
In here.
yeah, I was using the product named Jam Hub.
Okay.
It was like a round thing with 7 different individual monitoring groups. And then we'd use our headphones. The band would practice here. We'd use electric drums. That stemmed from her need when they had a gig before, when they were married. We've been married for
17. I'm going 17. 16.
Yeah,
17.
it's good that you shut your mouth. You make sure the wife gives the exact number.
So that long. But then she was with her band before we got married. I had my band before we got married.
We used to play in the
we
same
used to play
gigs.
same gigs. We used to front for them.
And your band, Doctor, what did you like play most?
Alternative covers. When we got married, so she had a band. She wanted to play in bars. The bars here in Cebu didn't provide good sound, actually.
Yeah.
So we focused first on her monitoring system. So we bought like wedges. We experimented on things on how, but then it still didn't work. Still didn't work for her. So, a little bit of research. I bought stuff from Singapore. So that little thing, Jam Hub, oh, it works. Okay, so we used that on a radio show with Indie. Remember? That was a Jam Hub thing. So, and then it evolved. Research and learning about the audio world.
So the learning process, it takes a while, but I think it's really a passion. It's something that you do with passion because it's for the wife. It's something that you can like do together. I think that's.
I'm a little bit obsessive compulsive. Like it something has to be better. Something has
He's
to
a
be
compulsive problem solver.
better. Yeah, so it has to be better. So I mean, before the financially it was not very easy to get, and now it's still harder to get because the ones are more expensive. It's still the same.
Because the more you know, the more you do a deep dive, you get to be introduced with even more technology.
Yeah.
And the technology that you actually get, it gets the bill. When you foot the bill, it's
Yeah, but the pandemic helped shipping's become very easy.
interesting.
Yeah, free shipping.
Oh,
Amazon.
Yeah, that makes sense. When you did all the practices from outside to here, did you have most of the equipment already?
No. We started with the basic stuff but we were ampless. Yeah, we were.
Oh,
Ampless.
you're already ampless.
We were already ampless. We're using digital guitar boards. The drums was the plain E drums, the one that you buy for 15,000 pesos, the China one.
Right.
Yeah, but as long as you can practice. But again, then we played in church. Our band played in church every Sunday. But then when we get to church, it's different because it's live instruments and amps. So again, monitoring problem. So that's how.
Now, to give you a little demonstration, those of you who are watching this is what we mean when it's ampless.
Yeah,
And
you can hit it.
Yeah, go ahead, Doctor.
No, you hit it.
Yeah, I'll hit it. Okay. So normally when you have your cymbals on a regular acoustic, that's an acoustic drum, if I'm not mistaken. That's the correct term. Yeah, an acoustic drum. It would sound the cymbals would sound like it would crash and it's gonna be loud and everything. But let me hit it. That's it. That's the sound. That's it. So imagine a drummer playing a couple of songs here, and it would just sound like this. That's it. That's the most sound it can produce.
You can hit it harder.
Yes, and I can hit it harder, and it will just sound the same.
But in your ear,
But in your ear, it's going to be very different because, again, they're using an in-ear monitoring system. So at the same time, if you also check out the space, there are no amplifiers for guitars or bass.
Yeah.
Nothing.
We have simulators. We have impulse response loaders. Everything is digital. Like for me, I think now. I mean, from 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Really, the digital stuff has caught up with the analog stuff, and it's really like neck and neck now. I mean, you can hardly tell the difference. Before it was easy. Like we had the pod bean. That was good then.
Okay, Doctor Adrienne, Miss Adrienne, who came up with the name Resonant Audio, and why? And why Resonant Audio?
Well, resonant because, sound wise, if you have good resonance, that's a good thing. And then we started out as a Christian band. So it was, and our mission was to tell the world about God's love through song and scripture. And we wanted to resonate that.
Right.
So that's how.
A great message is even more amplified if the instruments you use, sound great. It has clarity. Again, like you said, it has resonance.
Yeah, and as a vocalist, like, it's so much easier for me.
True.
Because if I can't hear myself, I have to strain my voice. And we've gotten the same feedback from other vocalists who have used the system as well. It's a lot easier for them. Oh my gosh, I can hear myself.
Tengoy. That was his comment. Like, wow, I'm not straining. Like, we can do this for forever.
Yeah.
Believe you me, I can definitely tell because I've played in venues where the speaker setup is really bad and the monitors
We've all been there,
barely hear.
We've all been
You can
there.
barely hear. So if you are not able to hear the monitor really well, tendency is the vocalist would have to like exert so much effort singing, and that will really strain your voice, especially for bands like us who play like 2 1-hour sets.
Oh my gosh, yes. And I think it's really improved the way I sing because now I can hear and I can adjust and I can.
True.
I don't have to shout.
True. So again, it also it helps the band too. Because a lot of bands take their cues from the vocalist. Which part are we in the song already?
Right.
So,
unless they turn you off.
True.
Because they can.
Yeah, they can.
For our band, Resonant, we have our Christian band is the name is Resonant. We have cues. Intro.
Oh yeah.
1,
Yeah,
2,
true.
3.
And the audience doesn't hear it, but we hear it.
Yeah.
You hear it. So wherever you are in your spirit world, if you're forgetful.
You
You'll
know
know
exactly which
where
part
you
of the
are.
song it is. Got it.
And the click really helps.
Yes.
Yeah, the metronome helps.
There you go. So for those who are into music, I'm pretty sure you're well versed in what we're talking about. For those who are not, try to catch up. Okay. This is really interesting. Resonant Audio, of course, we give the bands who are able to perform here an in-ear ampless experience. Now, what has this afforded the bands who have played here? What have you heard from them mostly?
No, it's mostly like their comment is now I can tune in to what I want to hear. Basically, the personal monitoring is about hearing more of yourself. That's it. More of yourself. Okay. Now, primarily, you don't expect to hear a CD mix in your ear. You don't do that. The in-ear monitor is for number 1, the timekeeper, which in our case is our metronome.
Okay.
Number 2 is yourself. You might be singing, so your voice, or me, I'm playing the guitar and back up, so I'm my voice and my guitar, and the rest is whatever you want in the mix.
And I think there's an advantage of you not bothering other people with your mix because with the amp system, some guitarists love to crank it up and then, oh my gosh.
No, there's a scientific explanation with that because as time passes, like minutes pass, and then you have this like ear fatigue, and then suddenly you're deaf a little bit. So you tend to crank up the amp. Now the way the bar set up their amps is the amp is facing the audience.
True.
Your ears are shaped, especially kung tangkad ka, you can't hear the amp from behind you. I mean, you need something in front of you. So the tendency is for the guitarist or the bassist to really crank up their amp so that they can hear it. and then those in front are suffering. They're suffering. Okay, so here we eliminate that.
And with that, I would assume that those who get to play here, since they get to hear themselves better, they can
perform.
They can perform better. They can also like change the way they mix. They do their mixes too.
And another positive thing, although it's a negative, it's a negative thing in the band, but it's a positive comment, is they can hear their mistakes.
True.
They can hear the mistakes better. If you can hear your mistakes better, then you can practice more, or maybe like polish your music more, so that the audience would really get the good stuff, like the song, the essence without mistakes.
But that's a very good point. Since you have an in-ear monitor, you'll now be able to hear other frequencies you don't normally get to hear.
Right.
Because it's different when you're playing the guitar in your room with your settings, and then when you're outside, the settings are going to be very, very different.
Very different.
And then now that it's really in your ear, you will have a greater appreciation for your actual sound. And
number one, it's consistent. If you use the same earphones or headphones, if you use the same system, you use the same audio settings like equalization, compression, everything. Wherever you play, barangay uno, barangay dos, barangay tres, sambag uno, sambag dos, you will still hear the same thing.
You get a consistent sound.
You won't be affected by the acoustics of the.
Yeah, and no matter how the musicians like mix what's in their ears, the person mixing for the out
front of house
can just focus on what's perfect for the audience.
Yes.
Now that we're already in this conversation, what would you say are the advantages and disadvantages of going completely ampless, in studio, outdoor?
No need to bring heavy.
Okay,
that would be the number. I think that's the number one thing.
No. Number one, you wouldn't be dependent on the venue for the equipment.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so some venue they would give you crappy stuff. Like not some, all. You don't have that dependence on the venue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Number two, there's less electrical load. You can play with just power banks if you have converters.
Like
that actually makes sense.
The big ones.
True.
Like the EcoFlow. Shout out to all batteries.
Yeah. We use EcoFlow batteries in our gigs. So that's the advantage, and your sound is consistent wherever you go. If you play in bar A, you use a Marshall amp. Bar B has a Fender amp. You're gonna be tweaking. You're gonna be tweaking a lot. But in our setup, it's like plug and play, and you're ready.
If there was a disadvantage, what do you think is?
Okay, the disadvantage would be the musician satisfaction, because if you're ampless, you're no longer feeling
you're not feeling the push,
the air,
right? The air
from the amps, and the general loudness.
If you're used to that.
So that's there's always a pro and con to everything. So this is the con of the personal monitoring system. So in a live situation, if you're near the speakers and the subs, then you can feel the rumble. You can feel. Yeah. So, and another thing is, you feel like you're isolated, like probably because you can't hear the crowd react, or you can't hear their cheers. But we fixed that. We have 2 shotgun mics. I know Nick would know what shotgun mics are. Yeah. So it's a focus mic just facing the crowd that you can feed into these little guys for your monitor. So you can hear the crowd.
That's a great idea. But if I may add to the advantages for an in-ear setup, I guess it would be you are very flexible, whichever genre it is, because you are in a Christian band, but at the same time, the equipment is like capable enough.
It can be used by anybody.
Yeah, it can be used by anybody. We've had reggae bands play here.
Metal.
We've had like metal. We've had like new school bands who have played here too. So, man,
the metal boys are so amazing, because like when they sing, but then deep inside they're so butan kayo.
There's a newfound, like for me, I don't really listen to metal personally, but when I listen to them with a sound system, like I listened with new ears. Like, oh, it sounds. The vocalists they're amazing. Like, it's not just because before, all I could hear was the cymbals crashing, like I told you earlier. So I heard them differently when they used the system.
And here's the thing: when you're inside Resonant Audio, and if there's a band playing, and if you're not using an in-ear monitor, it sounds really funny. It sounds funny. It sounds weird. You need to have the headphones so that you get to appreciate everything. It's very different here, and this is how do people get to like rehearse here? Do they have to
Drop us a message.
Yeah. Resonant Audio Facebook page. Send us a message, and we can
accommodate.
Yeah.
Cool. So for those who are interested, hey, you might want to check it out. It's an awesome experience. I've already hosted one of their program
Boxed-in
sessions on Facebook. It was also cool. That's why I said if you don't have a headphone, it looks really funny. Other than that, it was a great experience. Now, in a nutshell, Resonant Audio has gone rogue, I would say, completely out of the box. For other rehearsal spaces, they have their amps and everything. This one, completely ampless, in-ear system. What's in store for Resonant Audio in the future? What other plans do you have?
Definitely, we'll have more 6332 events. These are our pop-up music events. So the purpose of this is to showcase Cebuano, original Cebuano music.
Maybe you can have Nikolai.
Of course! We're always looking for bands to feature. And it's usually more than just one band in one event. So, but more or less the same genre, right? And then more boxed-in sessions, of course. And then for Resonant, we're planning to go to Tops.
Sweet.
So busking Resonant style.
That is awesome.
Yes.
Because I think this setup is so hard to replicate because there's so many moving parts. If you check out the entire room, you will see a lot of instruments. Matter of fact, if you can pan to the back, they even provide like guitar straps and everything. The in-ear
The
earphones are actually even there. So if you try to replicate this, it's going to take you a while. And it's going to...
Well, if you have the money, no. You just need advice.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there are some people out there who can do this in a weekend, like buy everything.
Yeah, but you need advice.
You need advice because, again, like you may have all the equipment, but like the how-tos of everything, it's going to take a while.
Think about it, we've been doing this for 8 years, so we've been learning and learning.
Yeah.
So it's really different for those who are new to it and then have the same equipment.
And you need to have a good ear also. If you're going to produce, yeah.
I guess especially for musicians and for everyone, if you really think about it in general, communication. What we're doing here in music is really about communication. How you get your sound across, to people. How you get your, when you write songs, there has to be lyrics, right? And for those who are feeling, what if they're in the feels, they listen to the lyrics. If they just want to have fun, they listen to the music. So. We're about to wrap things up. Actually, we have talked a lot about Resonant Audio. You can check out their page, of course, Resonant Audio, and it's good that you do have like the pop-up events because we want to make sure that everyone gets to hear the sound because we can't have everyone come here and come and see to appreciate. It's nice to have you guys reach out to the masses, show to everyone that this is how we sound. We're progressive. We are completely out of the box. At the same time, it's a good way to pretty much market what you have here, and it's like a see to appreciate basis, so to speak. Now, let's talk about us, of course, BSA. Now, we are, of course, part of. We have virtual assistants. We've had. We have a great selection of virtual assistants. As a matter of fact, he also was
Yes, for one whole year.
One whole year as a virtual assistant. So she's had some experience as well. Even though you work at the office, working with, people from not only at the office, but also working for or servicing clients even abroad. Some people are still trying to find their way and navigate where they want to go, especially after graduation, or those who want to, I don't know, maybe expand, do other things outside of the whatever they graduated for. What message can you give millennials out there who are still trying to figure out what they want to do in this corporate jungle 2024?
Honestly, because I have had experience with VA, and I wouldn't have stopped if I weren't hired by my current company. It's a really good way to, as you say, if you're still on the fence about what you're going to do with your life, it's a great way to earn money and learn the ropes. Like, I learned so many skills when I worked as a VA. Editing, software. So many software. It's so useful for me even now that I'm doing my job at City Gym. But really, for me, if my best advice would be do what you love. Yes, that's the main goal. But whatever it is that you're going to do now, in the meantime, do it with all your heart, with passion, and for sure, it won't, because that's so important. Because if it's a job, it's gonna be hard. But if it's something you love and you're passionate about, then it's gonna be worth waking up for every day.
Very good point. Be a sponge, and just be open to new learnings.
Yes,
You can't just be doing the same thing expecting a different result, right? So
that's insanity.
Exactly. So if you open yourself to the possibilities, the world is your oyster. Doc, advice for those who are trying to figure out.
Not really, because I'm very harsh. Probably priorities is like, money is not everything in the world. Like, the more money you have, the more there's a tendency that you'll buy some more. So you still won't have money because you're buying a lot. So I've had, I have lots of very, very, very rich, acquaintances who can clearly tell you in your face that money is not everything. Like, do not focus your life. Do not
Accumulating.
Oh yeah. No. I mean, I would want to accumulate money, of course. Who wouldn't want that? No. Don't make I will work so that I'll have money. I will work so that I'll have this. I mean, don't make that a priority. Probably, I'm more of a, I would prioritize more friendships, connections. Connections, because they're the guys, they're the friends who help you if ever you're in trouble. They will be there. So for me, that's more important. Connections and friendship. So,
and the true treasure.
Yeah, what's very alienating now is our phones. Like, I'm even sucked into that. I'm like, just we always make sure if we go out on a dinner or a lunch date, put our phones to the sides and talk. But sometimes, mabablik yun da. Basig na ni chat sa Resonant audio.
Yeah.
No. Influence and friends and I mean, focus on that. Build relationships, and you cannot build relationships if you're just in your own fishbowl or fish tank. You need to jump out.
There you go, man. Wise words, great advice from Doc Ted and Miss Adrienne of Resonant Audio. Please invite everyone to check out the page, come through, and please invite them for other upcoming events for Resonant Audio. Please, the floor is yours.
Okay, I would like to invite you guys to visit our Facebook page. We're slowly working on our websites, on our things, but visit our Facebook page for updates. We regularly post there for schedules. We will be doing, of course, still the box-in sessions at least twice a month, and 6332 live events every other month. we'll still do that, and we'll be featuring bands who are, no, not the Cebuano. Anybody can play as long as it's original music. If you want updates, you can follow us, like us on Facebook.
And if you want to get a taste of the sound,
Yeah, I just want to try. Okay.
yeah, the studio is available for band rehearsals. Yes, if you want to try it out. How much is it per hour? Anyway,
it's very cheap.
It's very
like
cheap.
400 pesos.
$400 per hour. And then we also provide sound system, sound lights, and LED for your special events. Resonant audio sound at your parties, conventions,
Weddings, divorce.
weddings, renewal vows. And then also we do recordings. So if you're interested,
Oh, you do?
yes, Nikolai, please record with us.
Sweet. Wow, cool.
If you want to record your original compositions, we're here for you. Send us a message.
Again, like what I said earlier, influence and friends and connections. Like, I would not have this knowledge if I did not know my friends from the audio industry, from everybody who really helped me a lot. I always turn to them. They are always above me. Always. I will never be better than them. Mao gini ako masulti. Can I give them?
Of course, please.
Shout out.
Anthony Day from Zion, Blair Cabahar from Lightbulb, Dennis Ian Gonzalez from Sleep Start Studios, Chan Chan from he has his own studio. I just forgot, sorry Chan, nalimot ko lang ko sa.
Namang Lapusel.
Yeah, the Sasha and Francis Manglapos of Wall Batteries, they've really, really, really helped us a lot. So
Thank you.
thank you very much. Without you guys, di gini na mabuhat.
And this podcast would not have been possible if I wasn't connected previously with Doc Ted. So on that note, we'd like to give you a little token from BSA Solutions. This one's
Thank
for the
you.
both of you. Thank you so much, of course, for gracing us and for giving us the time to do the podcast. And this has been Finding Mojo, the Finding Mojo podcast brought to you by BSA Solutions. We are a proud recipient of the Great Place to Work Award for 2 years now. This has been Nico. Thank you so much, Resonant Audio. How about the big hand, everybody?
Thank you for this one. It looks good.
Thank you, Nico.
You're welcome.
you.
Off to the next one. Cheers, everybody. Welcome to the Finding Mojo podcast. Watch and listen to conversations about humble beginnings, struggles, and victories.
Maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm where I am right now, because I'm kind of stubborn. So like, no, I gotta do this.
Character development really did start when I cosplay. You bump into troubles when you're younger, and then you realize, oh, I did wrong.
Featuring a healthy melange of guests from different walks of life.
We're trying to find ourselves. We're trying to land our feet on the ground and be part of society. Who are we in society? How can we be useful?
When it comes to youth, I don't know, if you're like 18 years old or 21, 22 years old, just go love a person, love what you do. When you get hurt, just accept it. It's all part of growing up.
Be inspired, get creative, and find your own mojo. The Finding Mojo podcast, powered by BSA Solutions, the place where bright minds meet. A certified great place to work.